The next is the renal agenesis. So in renal agenesis, there is no formation of the bud, so there is no differentiation of the mesenchyme. So ureteric bud fails to develop, and there will be complete absence of the kidney and the ureter. Next is a multicystic dysplastic kidney. In this case, the bud usually do form, but it fails to induce the metanephratic tissues, and this is usually unilateral, and it consists of the cyst and the connective tissue, and that result in a non-genetic inheritance. It usually run in families. Then there is a duplex collecting system that happens when there is a double drainage, when the ureter is split and it forms double ureter, and it forms too early. Double pipe, there is leakage and then there is blockage. It can cause the obstruction, UTI, hydronephrosis, and the vesicoureteric reflux. The next is the posterior urethral valve obstruction. This condition is the most common bladder outlet obstruction in male infants, and it usually happens due to the fact that there is a valve gets stuck. The urethra is actually blocked by a membrane, and that membrane could be a posterior urethra or the prostatic urethra, and that can cause the back pressure, and that can lead to the hydronephrosis and hydroureter, distended bladder, oligohydramnios. These are the reasons for the posterior urethral valve obstruction. Then we have the vesicoureteric reflux. The vesicoureteric reflux is the urine goes backward from the bladder to the upper urinary tract, and that result in the bad valve or the backflow. So the causes can be primary or there could be secondary causes. So the primary causes is when there is a bad ureter insertion, and secondary is when they could create the high blood pressure that results in the retrograde flow in the uretero-pelvic junction. And so one of the most common complication of the vesicoureteric reflux is the UTI. So just remember this. Thank you.